If you were selling your home in the next 90 days and downsizing, what would stress you out more? Getting it ready for market or going through all your stuff? Because most of my friends here in North Mississippi, it's not about pricing the house. It's not about the paperwork. It's about the 30 years worth of boxes that they need to go through to do the downsizing. It's about that room, that catch-all room that they don't even want to look at. So today I'm here to make your life just a little bit easier, and we're going to go through this step by step on getting ready for downsizing your home and selling. We're going to talk about what to do first, what you can ignore, and what mistakes you don't want to make. So let's get started. I'm Tracy Kirkley with Crye-Leike Realtors, and I've helped hundreds of families here in DeSoto County in North Mississippi do exactly what we're going to talk about today. Navigate from the start all the way to the closing table. My goal today is to give you clarity in this downsize, because it's not just about less stuff, it's about the right stuff moving into the next season of your life. Matter of fact, I've got a printable checklist for you, a 9-week checklist. And if you look down below in the description, there's going to be a link. You click on that, it'll pull up the PDF, you print it out, no strings attached, it's free. And I suggest you go to page number 1, talking about some easy wins, because that will help you kind of build momentum as you move forward. All right, let's jump in. So phase 1 is talking about destination and strategy, the why. Why are you downsizing? Are you wanting to escape the Mississippi heat? Maybe you're relocating to be closer to family. Maybe there are things that you want less of, less yard to maintain, less house to clean. Maybe you just want less clutter in your life and you want more time to do the things that you want to do. So the why is very important. You've got to figure that out. And the destination, are you staying here local? Are you going to, like I said earlier, move closer to family? Are you moving to the beach? Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? Maybe you're going to the mountains, or the lake. That's my preference. So figure out the where and the why, because that will help as we move forward with some of the packing up and the what do we give away, what do we keep, that sort of thing. So that's step number 1. You got to figure out where you're going. Step number 2, honestly, is to meet with a real estate agent. And here's the reason why you need to do that, because walking through your house that first time will help put a timeline together, or at least, okay, here's when we want to put the house on the market, and let's work backwards from there with the timeline on what are all the steps. So that's going to be the next thing you do. Figure out the why, and then have a strategy session with your real estate agent. All right, so we know where we're going. We've met with our agent. We've got a strategy put together. Now let's talk about the stuff. And I tell you, it's very rare that I don't walk into a home of a seller and they, as we're walking through, they say, "Oh, don't look at that room," because that's our catch-all room. Well, let me tell you, that's not a failure in any stretch of the imagination. What that is, it's just not having a system in place. And so we're going to talk about a system for sorting through the 10 years worth of things, the 30 years worth of things, maybe it's the 50 years worth of things that you've got in your house, to make it less stressful for you and to be able to emotionally move forward with this moving. So before you pull anything out, here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up 4 bins, or maybe it's 4 boxes or 4 areas. And we're going to have a keep, we're going to have a sell, we're going to have a donate, and we're going to have a move it later, or a deal with it later. Okay? And then we are going to start with some easy wins. We're going to look at what are the things from the refrigerator that are expired? What are the things that are broken, or projects we've started that we're never going to finish? Those are things that we can go through easily, so let's start with those. So easy wins, because what we're not going to do is start with the sentimental stuff. And you know why that is? Because it will then take you forever to get some momentum. So start with the pantry, start with the expired items, start with all that easy stuff. Now let's talk about the sell items. There's a few different ways that you can do that. Obviously, you can have a garage sale. You could put some things on Facebook Marketplace. And then I've had some clients that they said, "Tracy, we're downsizing and we're going to start fresh with all new things." when we get to the next place, because we know that everything we've got here is not going to fit into our new lifestyle. So they have an estate sale. An estate sale is basically you've got somebody coming in, they're going to price everything out, they're going to basically ask you to leave for a weekend, and then they're going to invite the public in to come in and buy your items. And I'm going to tell you, I recently had a client that made a ton of money doing an estate sale. And while I'm talking about estate sales, I just want to throw a pitch out to my favorite estate sale people, and that's Bill and Lori Blanton over at Blue Moon Estate Sales, because I'm going to tell you, they are super user-friendly, they are easy to talk to, and they will take into consideration your feeling. For my clients, that has been a huge blessing. So I'm going to put their contact information in the description below too, so be sure to check that out. All right, so you've moved through some of the sorting, and so now we want to talk about some things to ignore. And the number one thing I want you to ignore is HGTV brain, because as you're prepping your house to sell, you don't need to do a full remodel of your kitchen. There are some things that maybe you do need to prep it, and your agent is going to be so instrumental in helping you put that list together. Okay, but don't think that you're going to have to put a ton of money into your house to get it ready. The other thing that actually I don't want you to ignore, and that's a pre-listing inspection. Especially if you've been in your house a long time, there may be some things we get kind of, you've heard the term nose blind, but we also get eye blind to our own home because we've been there a long time, right? And so we kind of look over some things that maybe a buyer won't look over. So I would highly suggest having a pre-listing inspection. That way you can navigate through getting some of those things done on your own terms and your own time frame before you get the house on the market, because you don't want a buyer to find them and then lose some feeling about the house. Maybe they just start getting a little worried. So don't skip that step. So the next thing we might want to look at is kind of the pre-packing. Well, what's pre-packing? Is it packing? Well, not necessarily. Pre-packing is starting to box up those things that you're not using right now. Maybe some books off the bookshelf. You're going to need to declutter those probably for the visual appeal when the photos and the videos are being taken. So you can start pre-packing those types of items, maybe dishes that you don't use very often, glassware, some of those appliances that sit up in our pantry that we use maybe once a year. I've got some of those. Probably should cook more. Off-season clothes, if you're selling in the summertime, pack up your winter stuff. Maybe leave a couple things out in case Mother Nature gives us a surprise. But that's what I'm talking about as far as pre-packing. Let's start with the things that we're not using very often. You're going to have to pack them anyway, right? So let's go ahead and get started now with that. And then I want us to do the closet test. Well, what's the closet test? The closet test is when we open the door, the things fall out. Pantries, closets, we want those to be about half full, because we want the next buyer, when they come and take a look at the house, to open that closet door and go, hey, there's room for my stuff here. This is fantastic. This house has a lot of storage. So that goes along with some of the pre-packing. Let's make some of those spaces look a little more visually appealing. So now let's talk about a few mistakes you want to avoid. And one of those is thinking you've got to do everything all at once. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room. Okay, you've spent a lot of time in this home. Give yourself some grace. Let's take a little bit of time and let's put it in 3 lanes. We've got lifestyle, we've got the stuff, and then we've got the house. So let's break it up into those 3 categories and start with one and move to the other. Okay, again, give yourself some grace here. Another mistake that some folks make is skipping what I call the handshake, and that's the curb appeal. Because remember, it's not just about the interior of the house. As a matter of fact, the outside of the house is what invites people to come on in. So don't forget to take a look at the house with maybe fresh eyes. Maybe have a friend or a family member take a look at the house from the street and give you some thoughts. And by the way, I do actually have a couple of blog articles just about curb appeal, so I'll put a link in the description below and you can go check those out. And it'll give you some ideas of things to do to kind of just freshen up that exterior, again, without spending a ton of money. I don't want you spending more money than you need to get your house ready so that you can make the move, but there are some things you are going to need to do. Another mistake that I think a lot of folks make when they're downsizing or relocating like this is they're treating it as a loss. And I don't want you to treat this as a loss. I want you to treat this as a way to make room for new memories. You're moving into a new season of your life. Again, maybe you're moving to a destination that you've always want to live. Maybe you're moving in with your kids, and that's a new season of your life, and that's going to bring some other different types of blessings. So let's look at it as not as a loss, but it's just we're moving to the next season, and guess what? We're making room for that season in our life. Hey, and here's a pro tip. I would just really challenge you when you're doing your giveaways, because you're going to have that giveaway bin, remember, of things that are maybe you don't want to sell them, you want to bless somebody else with them. I would really consider some local charities. We've got the Palmer Thrift here in DeSoto County. There's the Warrior Center in Olive Branch. There are all sorts of places that could be blessed by you moving to this next season. And I would really, really encourage you to look at those types of opportunities. So to close this out, just remember, you do not have to do everything at once. Give yourself some grace. Let's start with the first step, and I would say that would be get that 9-week checklist, because that's going to go into detail on some of the different things that you can do to get yourself ready. And if it takes you longer than 9 weeks, who cares? It's your life. You can do it however you want to do it. If you can do it faster than 9 weeks, hey, more power to you. Muscle on through. But if there's ever anything that I can do for you, whether it's just giving you some pointers, some tips, maybe pointing you in the right direction of a home service vendor, maybe you need a handyman or a mover, any of those types of things, or somebody for that free listing inspection, I've got a great resource list for you as well. I'm going to drop all of my contact information below as well, and you can just reach out to me anytime. Again, Tracy Kirkley with Crye-Leike Realtors. I wish you the best as you move forward, whether it's today, whether it's next year, whether it's 10 years from now. I hope that this information has been helpful. You have a great day.